And what's good, everyone? Welcome in. Happy Sunday afternoon. Glad to have you guys back at the channel once again today for Behind the Arc Basketball. And we got a really good college basketball matchup. Wasn't sure if I was able to cover it or so because I was busy throughout most of the day, but I was able to just get a couple things done right beforehand. So here we are about to cover a tremendous basketball matchup. It's the number 6 ranked Villanova Wildcats taking on the number 2 ranked Baylor Bears. If Baylor wins this game, they'll move up to the new number 1 team tomorrow afternoon. Villanova looking to change that, though, trying to pull off the upset. Baylor enters this matchup 5-point favorites, over-under set of 137 on the over-under. And this game is on the home court of Baylor, Waco, Texas. Farrell Center for this matchup. Villanova coming in 2-2 against major conference opponents. They have wins over Tennessee in Mohegan Sun. Also, they won against Syracuse last game on Tuesday, and they have losses against Purdue, as Purdue came back and won at Mohegan Sun for the championship of the Hoop Hall tip-off, and then they lost against UCLA in overtime on the road. For Baylor, they're 3-0 against major conference opponents. They won against 2 Pac-12 teams. They crushed Stanford 86-48. They won against Arizona State 75-63. They did win against Michigan State as well by 17. So this is a big step up here as far as Baylor in the increase of quality opponent that they have right here in their schedule to start things off. Villanova, 4 players scoring at least 12 points per game. Baylor, 3 players they got scoring at least 11 points per game. Should be a good one here. Villanova inside the top 5 nationally in made threes per game, averaging around 12 made threes per game. Number 2 in fewest turnovers per game for Villanova. Baylor enters this matchup top 12 in scoring, top 6 in rebounding, assists, and defense, and also top 5 in steals per game. If you guys are new in the stream, hit that thumbs up, spike that like, hit that subscribe, and thanks so much for joining and being a part here today. Make sure to vote in that poll if you haven't already done so. Got a lot of great games out there. We'll keep you guys posted. Tons of football games going on as well. A lot of blowouts as far as the NFL. I was watching a little bit of the Chiefs-Raiders game from earlier. It was 35-3 at halftime. Baylor going in the white uniforms today. Green numbers, green letters, as we're going to tip off in just a moment. Should be a great game going down here today. Waco, Texas, Farrell Center, home of the Baylor Bears. Full pack crowd on display. What's good? Vegas on the stream. Welcome in. Hope you had a great birthday yesterday, man. Villanova, dark blue uniforms. Light blue numbers and letters as we are underway. Baylor controls the tip first as they go left to right on the court. The Bears take a quick 3. Matthew Meyer launches. Still got the mullet, and he delivers as the Bears go on top 3-zip. Villanova first possession. Gillespie pass half court, the leading scorer, putting up just over 17 points per game. Pushes out to the top to Justin Moore. Moore moves it over top of the key into the hands of Eric Dixon. Dixon looks to pass it. Bounce pass to the free throw circle. Samuels moves it off to the cutter to Dixon. He missed it but got fouled. And Eric Dixon will head to the free throw line shooting 2 for Villanova. 19:21 left to go in the first. Personal foul picked up. It's by Baylor by Flo Thamba. Dixon, career 71% free throw shooter at the line. First free throw, no good. Off front rim. Yeah, that's awesome, man. Glad to hear that. Second free throw, and no good. Skipped around the rim. They're not going to count it, though. It's a lane violation by Baylor. It was Flo Thamba who collided right into Brandon Slater before Dixon had launched the ball. So Dixon will have a second opportunity. Dixon's second free throw hits it. "40 seconds through Baylor's second possession on the nation's longest winning streak at 14 games. If they win today, they'll move up to be the number 1 team tomorrow. Flagler puts the ball into the hands of Kendall Brown, having a tremendous freshman season for a 6'8 guard from Cottage Grove, Minnesota. Into the key is Brown. Brown with the right hand. Scoop score up and in off the glass as he finishes. Good for 2 with a right-handed layup. Great start for Baylor. Get a 3 by Meyer. First possession, second possession. They cash in 2 in the key with Brown. Gillespie stripped of the ball. Goes out of bounds. And the referees say that it's going to result in a turnover. James Akinjo comes in. Pokes it free. Goes off of Gillespie last. Goes out of bounds. And this will be Baylor basketball. Baylor entered this game top 10 nationally in steals per game. Villanova number 2 in the nation in fewest turnovers per game. Great matchup to look forward to in this matchup. James Akinjo, he is a steal beast, and also top 5 nationally in assists per game this season for Akinjo. And then he's going up against Colin Gillespie, the point guard of Villanova, leading scorer. Kick out to the left corner. 3 launched by Kendall Brown over the rim, no good. Thamba, offensive rebounds. Baylor, their key in this matchup could be on the glass. 3-point shot taken, hits it. What a start for Baylor as they line it up and through. It's number 11, James Akinjo, transfer from Arizona. Yeah, it definitely needs to be. I don't think they take off any points for the fantasy system if somebody misses a shot. Because one of my guys yesterday had a terrible game, and he still got me like a good chunk of fantasy points. Wide open 3 straight away. Justin Moore splash as he hits it. Villanova really needed that one. Justin Moore, 14 straight games he's made a 3-point shot. Baylor with a possession. Brown towards his right around the perimeter. Puts the ball into the hands of Matthew Meyer. And on the ball screen, it will result in a turnover by Kendall Brown, the offensive foul. Chris, welcome back in. Glad to hear for Xavier there for your team getting a big dub yesterday. That's awesome. Villanova has possession. Gillespie takes it past half court. 17.5 left to go in the first. Gillespie at the left wing, defended by Flagler. He moves the ball into the hands to Moore. Moore towards his right around the perimeter. Moore passes right wing to Brandon Slater. Slater, he is clamped by Kendall Brown. Top 10 recruit freshman for Kendall Brown. Now to the right block, they dribble into the key. Pump fake, not much going on as far as Jermaine Samuels. He lost the handle. Second turnover of the game for Villanova. Dump off underneath the hoop. Kendall Brown missed the backdoor layup, no good. And the rebound goes back to Villanova by Samuels. 17 minutes left to go. Oh, I got that. Yeah, so for football, I think for the college one too, because the college one, I don't think they deduct any points for missing shots. I feel like they add more points for steals and blocks than actual points. Gillespie swings it cross court. Bounce pass to Dixon at the right baseline, working on Thamba. He is swarmed and poked loose from behind. It's going to result in a Baylor touch, and it goes out of bounds. So it will stay Villanova ball. 16:33 left to go in the first. Oh, they're going to say it's Villanova ball. One Villanova turnover. One referee pointed in Villanova's direction that they'd keep the basketball, but no, they just met and they said that it was last out by Eric Dixon. Off the spin move, he turned it over. That's the third turnover of the game for Villanova. They came in number 2 fewest turnovers. Christian, what's good? Welcome back to the stream, man. Glad to have you back in. Jack Nungy, huge game looks like for Xavier. Monster night, 31 points, 15 rebounds. That's huge. At the top, 3-point shot of Kinjo. No good, missed off the mark. Defensive rebound. It gets picked up by Caleb Daniels. Over to Brandon Slater. Driving, floats it over the rim, no good. Defensive rebound picked up by Chanwa Chatua for Baylor. 16 minutes left to go in the first. 3-point shot, no good, off the mark by Cryer. They play fast for Baylor. We get a fall in the court. It's going to be on the rebound picked up by Villanova. Assessed to the Wildcats and Caleb Daniels. Yeah, I don't think they're going to make the tournament, honestly, in my opinion. Florida State had to win in overtime against BU. And Baylor, off of their inbound, they get called for the turnover. Chanwa Chatua, the guilty party who turns it over. Quite a bit of turnovers recently going on. Baylor liking to push the tempo as they lead 8-4, 16 minutes remaining as we'll head to the first media break. If you guys are new in the stream, hit that thumbs up, spike that like, hit that subscribe. Thanks so much for watching, everybody being a part here today. Yikes, not looking good for the ACC. Welcoming Goody in the stream. Looks like Dayton's up over his Hokies. Wow. 35-26 the score with 17:40 left to go in the second half. Purdue is trailing at NC State 31-27 and the final 20 seconds left to go in the first. Interesting matchup between two teams desperately needing a win. Maryland is at Florida. Maryland without Mark Turgeon now as the head coach stepped down this week. And Rutgers against Seton Hall. That's a massive matchup later tonight. I heard about that. I didn't see the ending of it. I fell asleep, I think, with like 5 minutes remaining. But all I remember is that after I finished the Golden State Philly stream, as I tuned in to like 7-8 minutes of Houston, Alabama, and Javon Quinterly, he was just taking over the game. And for Houston, they were just wrecking them on the glass all game long. Houston has got some big time rebounders on that team. All they do is just get offensive rebounds for Houston. That team is tough. They were just wearing out Alabama on the offensive glass. Both teams that's extremely well coached. That's got the feel there of two teams that's going to make a deep run to the tournament. Yeah, it was Jawan Roberts, the one who recorded 13 rebounds yesterday. AJ Show, welcome back to the stream. JD in the stream, welcome back in. Makings of a great matchup between these two teams. Baylor's gone on a scoring drought. Last 2 minutes, 16 seconds as we're on the timeout. Update here with the NFL. Lamar Jackson went down in the first half against the Cleveland Browns. Browns lead 24-6 over the Ravens. Tennessee up 17-0 over the Jaguars at the end of the third quarter. The Chiefs are pounding the Raiders 38-3. Kansas City. The Saints up against the Jets 13-6. Cowboys blanketing the Washington football team 24-0 Dallas. And the Falcons up against the Panthers 20-14. Seahawks leading the Texans 19-13. I heard about that this morning. I didn't watch the ending of it, but I heard that Houston should have won on the goaltend. Yeah, there was like tons of falls in that game. Because I watched it and then I fell asleep with like 5 minutes left to go. And I remember just seeing they had like a list of players who had like constant falls, like 4-4, 4-4, 3, 3-2 at that time. Like multiple players for Houston got into like deep foul trouble. Driving, no good on the layup, missed by Villanova. It goes back to Baylor as we're back to action. 15.5 left to go in the first. LJ Cryer puts the ball into the hands to Jeremy Sochan, freshman who's scoring around 8 points per game. Collision at the free throw circle. Going down is Kendall Brown, and he gets called for the turnover. I'm going to take Kentucky to bounce back in the game against Ohio State. I think that they're just going to get it together. That was not themselves yesterday. They just couldn't hit a three yesterday. Driving inside, moving it back to the perimeter. 3-point shot open. Caleb Daniels, no good. Collected on the rebound by James Akinjo of Baylor. Akinjo takes it up the court. Moves it outside to Sochan. Sochan at the right wing perimeter. Slides it cross court to Akinjo, moves the ball over to Cryer. Cryer left baseline dribble, dump off, gets intercepted by Gillespie. Villanova pass ahead, Gillespie over to Daniels. Spin move on Akinjo, driving, missed the layup, out of control right there, too strong at the rim. And it goes back to Baylor for the defensive rebound. Akinjo, jumper, right elbow, too strong off the back rim, rebound to Gillespie. Both of these teams having a lot of trouble finding their offense right now. Approaching the 14-minute mark left to go. Baylor 3 for 8. Villanova 1 for 5. Yeah, I think it's going to be a defensive type of battle. Louisville against Kentucky. I agree there, Chris. Xavier, deepest team in the Big East. They only lost 2 players from last season. I think they were like the number 9 and 11 scores. Is on the ground. A tie-up between Villanova and Baylor. This will be a possession arrow for Villanova. $13:53 left to go in the first. Nobody yet to crack the double-digit marker so far. Villanova gets the inbounds. They have it at the top. 3-point shot, no good. Straight away, tipped up, and defensive rebound collected underneath the hoop by Jeremy Sochan. Cryer dribbles back outside, slows down the offense. Baylor in a 4-minute and 45-second scoring drought. Flagler dribbles, drives, floats one up in the key, gets the friendly roll. That goes down. Baylor, first one to double digits. Villanova will slow down tempo. Looking for a quality look coming up. At the top, they move it off to Gillespie at the left wing, defended by Chamba Chatua. Gillespie crossover, gets space, step back 3 in the air, too short. Not enough on that. Their whole team basically surrounds around their perimeter play for the season. Top 10 nationally in most made threes per game, averaging around 12. Backs his way, right block, spin move. Jeremy Sochan, jumper, hits it. And the whole crowd goes wild here. Waco getting riled up right now with 12.5 left to go in the first. Baylor starting to get some momentum last 2 possessions. So I've got BYU and Florida. It's going to drop out of the top 25. Maybe Wisconsin would too. So that would be 3 teams to drop out. And then coming into the top 25 is going to be Colorado State, Xavier, and probably North Carolina will enter in to the top 25. So if there was to replace BYU, Florida, and Wisconsin, I'd say those are the 3 teams. Colorado State definitely needs to be there. They're undefeated. They just beat Mississippi State yesterday, and Xavier keeps on pounding teams. Need to have Xavier back in the top 25. If Illinois had won against Arizona yesterday, Illinois will be back in, but I still have them missing. And Texas Tech should not get there. If Texas Tech even gets there tomorrow, that would be devastating. Missed 3 at the right wing by Villanova. Poked loose the corner out of bounds. And it will stay Villanova basketball. Or they're going to swap it. They say it's out of bounds by Villanova in the corner. Just 1 for 8 shooting. This will be Baylor ball then. Referees had a beat about that call too. 12 minutes left to go in the first. Akinjo. Bounce pass into the hands to Cryer at the right wing perimeter. Cryer gets past the screen set by Chamba Chatua, pushes it to the top. 3-point shot straight away. Missed off the mark by Flagler. Offensive rebound controlled though by Baylor. That could be the difference maker in this game. Baylor comes into this game top 25 in rebounding rate. And Villanova struggles on the glass. Spin move, lost the handle. Turnover by Sochan of the Bears. We have another media timeout on the floor. 11:37 left to go in the first half. Baylor 12-4 they lead. Villanova on the grind, trying to get something offensively to knock down shots, but right now there's nothing going on. Baylor entered this game top 10 in offensive efficiency and top 10 in defensive efficiency. And once again, they're looking strong. Even though their offense hasn't been at its best today, the defense is solid. This defense is solid, and one of my concerns about Baylor going into this matchup is that they haven't really been tested to the degree of Villanova. Villanova's played against Purdue, they played against UCLA, they won against Tennessee, they won against Syracuse, but Syracuse is on a down season this season at 500. For Baylor, they had 2 of their victories against 2 Pac-12 teams at the very bottom, Stanford and Arizona State, and then they won against Michigan State, which has struggled with turnovers. So this is like a big upgrade as far as the matchup. I go Florida, Texas Southern. That was the biggest upset of the week, in my opinion, even though Rutgers against Purdue, pretty close, but yeah, that was crazy that Florida lost against Texas Southern. Speaking of Purdue, they're trailing right now at the start of the second half against NC State. 40-32. North Carolina State leading at home against Purdue. Dayton leading Virginia Tech 42-29. And then as far as NFL games, Chiefs crushing the Raiders 38-9. Titans up against the Jaguars 17-0. Browns lead the Ravens 24-9. Saints up against the Jets 16-6. Cowboys lead the Washington football team 24-zip. Falcons up over the Panthers 26-14. And the Seahawks lead the Texans 19-13. If you guys are new in the stream, make sure to hit that thumbs up, spike that like, hit that subscribe, ring that notification bell as well. Like to be notified for future live streams I do cover. Yeah, not good for the Ravens. They're down 24-9 against Cleveland. I heard Lamar Jackson got carted off due to an ankle injury. And that's just terrible news because the whole Ravens team, basically, their offense runs through Lamar Jackson. Slow start to this game offensively. 12-4 to score as we get back to action. 11:30 left to go in the first. Villanova has the ball. They move it cross court to Daniels. Left wing perimeter defended by Cryer. Pick gets set. Daniels towards his right, swings it out to the right wing. Open three more, no good. Hit the rim short. Offensive rebound tipped up underneath, and they couldn't finish with Jermaine Samuels. 2 open looks, one around the perimeter, one underneath for Villanova, and that's a possession right there that you have to have points on the board. Meyer, dump down. Thamba, swing out, right corner, open three, no good. Lucky for Villanova that didn't go down by James Akinjo. He had a tremendous look at it at the right corner. Pro hop at the left elbow, lost the handle, possession arrow, tie up, possession arrow will be Baylor basketball. Baylor, gritty. Coming in, and they are scrappy for a defensive team. 3 steals so far by Baylor, forcing 4 Villanova turnovers. Villanova has got 4 turnovers to the last 8 minutes and 40 seconds. They're on over a 7-minute scoring drought. 0 for 9 on their last 9 attempts. Yeah, that's huge right there for Chris pointed out about Xavier has more than 5 starters. That's massive with the depth of your team. Yeah, I saw that in the preseason. I was like, Xavier's really being slept on a ton. Backing their way inside the post. Thamba, too strong off the glass, and Villanova comes up with a defensive board by Moore. Justin Moore, kick out, right corner, open three. Daniels connects. Finally a three that falls down for Villanova. Their whole team's basically dependent around perimeter play, and they're just 2 for 7 from the outside. 10 minutes left to go in the first. Akinjo moves it out to Flagler. Flagler with a slow start from the perimeter this season, shooting under 30%. Last year, he was above 40. Cross-court pass, Meyer. Wide open three for the sixth man from 2021, and he missed it. Skipped around the rim and out. Rebound to Villanova by Moore. Moore at the top of the free throw circle. Spin move. Dribbles into the key. Defended by Cryer. Pushes it outside Gillespie. Pump fake. Dribbles up now to the left baseline. Gillespie working one-on-one on Meyer. Tries to get around him underneath the hoop. Circles around. Bounce pass back to Daniels. 8 on the shot clock. Daniels floats up a runner. Too strong off the glass. And an offensive foul as he runs over Flo Thamba, who takes the charge. And Baylor will have the basketball back. Turnover number 5 now for Villanova. Baylor, gritty, physical, on the glass, looking solid for the Bears. 10-7, they lead the rebounding advantage. 9:20 left to go in the first. 5-point lead for Baylor. Points are tough to come by in this matchup. Flagler, at the top, defended by Gillespie. Pushes the ball over to Sochan. Sochan hands it off to Meyer. Meyer with 10 on the shot clock. Baylor's yet to score in the last 3 minutes, 45 seconds. Meyer lost the handle. Sochan tried to get it. Gets it back. Meyer, deep 2, launches a prayer. No good. Puts it up and had a clear look at it. And Chanwa Chatua couldn't connect underneath the hoop. So many chances for easy baskets for second chance points, and both of these teams cannot cash in. Villanova has the possession. Gillespie slides it out to the top. Dixon at the free throw circle. Dribbles, left block. Dixon looks to pass it. Bounce pass, left baseline at Samuels. Samuels 1-on-1. Pump fake on Meyer. Bounce pass, extra pass to Dixon. No good off the back rim. Tipped out of bounds. And last touch by Eric Dixon. It goes out. And Baylor's defense has another defensive stand once again. This defense is tough. Points are hard to come by today. Tristan, welcome back to the stream, man. I heard that. That's devastating. I got Levine on my fantasy team, too. Bounce pass behind the defense. Throw down for the two-handed dunk by Chanwa Chatua. Baylor had yet to score in the last 4 minutes until a pass just slipped past the Villanova defense behind the D, was Chanwa Chatua for the two-handed jam. 8 minutes left to go in the first. Villanova has it at the top of the key. Gillespie pushes the ball out to the top. Dixon takes the 3 off back rim, no good. Gets his own offensive rebound. To the right wing, pump fake, dribbles down the lane, puts one up in a strong take and finish, as that is good. Up and in off the glass by Brandon Slater. Baylor with a possession. Akinjo pushes the ball out to Meyer. Meyer, extra pass, Chanwa Chatua. Moves it to the outside. Flagler over to Akinjo. Attacks. Slips past the defense. He is quick, and James Akinjo scores. Left-handed layup is good for 2. Akinjo up to 5 points today. 7:15 in the first. Gillespie hand off to the outside into the hands to Slater. Slater, step back deep 2 jumper. No good off the back rim. Offensive rebound collected by Gillespie. Gillespie in the key, moves it out to Samuels. Samuels crossover, defended by Chanwa Chatua. Back to Gillespie. Pump fake. He's clamped at the top of the key by Sochan. Slides it out, left wing. Samuels, contact, offensive foul. Lowers the shoulder, and Baylor takes the charge. 6:51 left to go in the first. Baylor, tough. As tough as they come by. And they are gritty, they are physical, they are scrappy, playing with a ton of grit, determination, and fight, and you can see on the court, when points are hard to come by, they're getting their last couple buckets at the rim. So we head to the media timeout, 6:58 left to go in the first. Yeah, Chris looking for Xavier to make a run to win the Big East this year. They got the leader with Paul Scruggs back. It should be an amazing season for the Big East. Because everybody's doing extremely well right now. Even DePaul. There's like no team that's a bottom feeder. It's so odd. Butler won against Oklahoma. Oklahoma would have been ranked if they had just won against Butler. They would have been ranked this coming Monday in the top 25. So for top 25, we'll probably see the teams that just missed out in the top 25. It should be Colorado State, Xavier, and UNC. That's if Wisconsin drops enough. They did get crushed against Ohio State, so that's if Wisconsin drops out. BYU and Florida, they're guarantees to drop out. Indiana would have been in if they hadn't blown that huge lead against Wisconsin. That's 2 big leads that Indiana's blown so far this season. Iowa would have been in if they had won against Iowa State. And, yeah, I don't even want to get started on Texas Tech because I don't think they deserve to be in the top 25. Yet they probably will show up there. Tomorrow, I wouldn't be shocked to see Texas Tech be in the top 25. Yikes. Oh, wow. Yeah, that's actually a difference there. So your opponent put in the Browns defense. Okay, so that's much better there for your opponent. Not so good for the Ravens today. 24-9, Cleveland leads. So we take a look. Updated NFL scores. Chiefs lead the Raiders 38-9. A lot of blowouts today. 17-0 Tennessee up over the Jags. 16-6 Saints lead the Jets. And the Cowboys up against Washington 24-8. So Washington finally scores. Falcons extend the lead against the Panthers 29-14. Seahawks up against the Texans 19-13. What's good, Jake? Welcome to the stream. Thanks so much for joining in. Yeah, the Big East games go on FS1 for most of the games. The games throughout the week, they go on FS1. They put that Marquette UCLA game yesterday. They put it on FS2. It was supposed to be on Fox, and then UCLA's flight into Marquette got delayed, so they had to reschedule it. And there was already another event going on FS1, and Fox has they already have like their nightly programming planned out ahead of time, so they had to put the game on FS2. 16-9 to score, 6:45 left to go in the first. This has been a strong defensive game so far today. Baylor has the possession. The Kinjo jumper at the free throw circle, hits it. That's Adam Flagler, number 10. Flagler hits the jumper. Baylor doubling the point total up 18-9. Yeah, Texas Tech became the team that received more votes than Providence, even though they lost against them. They've only played against 2 legit teams so far. Two teams that's power conference teams. Other than that, they just kept on beating down mid-majors. 3 on transition, missed by Baylor. So many opportunities. Nobody can knock down their shots, though, in this first half. Akinjo, off the pick, set by Thamba. Moves it out to Flagler. Back out to Akinjo. Crossover. A lot of space. Straightaway 3. Missed off the mark. Rebounded defensively by Samuels of Villanova. It's now Gillespie. Towards his right around the perimeter. Moves it out to the top to Moore. Moore dribbles left elbow. Back out top of the free throw circle. Into the hands to Demir Cosby Roundtree. Number 21. He receives a bounce pass as he comes from off the bench and cannot get the shot off. Wide open underneath the hoop. Twist and turn underneath, and it's too strong. So many opportunities for Villanova. They can't cash it into the bacon on the fast break. Kendall Brown blows past the defense and lays it up and in for 2. Baylor, largest lead of the game at home. 20-9 to score with 5:22 left to go in the first. And the timeout taken on the court by Jay Wright here, Villanova. extremely disappointing start for Villanova. I mean, they've had so many opportunities underneath the rim. They go off the bench with Demir Cosby Roundtree, and he has an easy opportunity as he was able to get past his defender, spin move underneath, and he couldn't even make the layup. Wide open at the rim, and it couldn't go down. They struggle at the rim. They've had a lot of shots just off back rim or off the glass way too strong. Their team is more like perimeter based, and Baylor's defense has kept them away from the perimeter. Villanova today just 2 for 8 from the outside. They get so many lockdown defenders in this Baylor team. Villanova has the ball, approaching 5 minutes left to go in the first as we're back to action. Deep three, not even close, by Jermaine Samuels. Hit the bottom left part of the backboard. A rebound to Baylor. Akinjo dribbles towards his left around the perimeter. Bounce pass into the hands to Flagler. Flagler, crossover, gets space, straightaway three. Off back rim, no good. Soaring up, battle for the rebound. Tapped out at the corner. Last touch by Flo Thamba. It will go back to Villanova. They came into this game 39% shooting from three, 20th in the Division I college basketball this season, but just 2 for 9 from the outside. Moore thinking about shooting a three. He'll hand it off around the outside. That's a three-point shot that's way off the mark. No good by Slater. Rebound by Chanwa Chatu, and that is 2 3-point shots in a row that Villanova's taken that didn't even hit the rim. Akinjo moves it out to Meyer. 3-ball. Off back rim, tipped out to the perimeter, and is picked up by Slater for the defensive board. Samuels gives it outside to Moore. Moore at the top of the key, clamped on. Crossover, spin move, free throw circle. Moore works his way into the low post, dribbles back out. Puts the ball into the hands to Slater. Slater, spin move, almost had it hawked away by Akinjo. Bounce pass underneath, had a clear pathway by Jermaine Samuels. Couldn't power his way home and put it through. Instead, he passed it out to the corner, and Justin Moore took a contested three and missed. Baylor with a possession, 3.5 remaining in the first. Open jumper, 15-footer, connects. James Akinjo hits it for the Bears. What a pickup he has been. 7 points for the Arizona transfer. 8-zip run by Baylor in the last 4.5 minutes. Villanova looking for something. Just over 3 minutes left to go, trying to get to the double-digit mark, and they take a jumper deep two, no good. At the right baseline, off the front rim by Dixon, pass in the corner, not back transition defensively, and it skips around the rim and it goes in. Left corner three, drops down by L.J. Cryer, off the bench for Baylor, and the Bears lead it at home 25-9. Villanova gets caught sleeping on transition defense, and that is a no-no when you're going against a Baylor team with too many perimeter threats on the outside. We take a timeout. Timeout Villanova, 3:08 left to play. This game is all Baylor in the first half. Hey, thanks so much, Chris. Appreciate it, man. Enjoy the rest of your day. Baylor, man, this team is, once again, dangerous, locked and loaded. Imagine if they had their team from last season, like that type of offense right now. They'd be putting up 40 at this moment with that 3-point shooting team. They've been off from the perimeter today for Baylor. They're just 3 for 13 from the outside. But their defense isn't giving anything to Villanova. Baylor came into this game top 10 in offensive rating and top 10 in defensive rating. How they built this team is just tremendous. So many different types of players with capabilities on the squad. And instead of when the three-point shot hasn't worked today, it's been the mid-range stuff that they've gone down to, and James Akinjo has been one of the keys in this game. He's got 7 now for Akinjo. Everybody plugs in now for Baylor. They've got 7 separate scores, plus 6 on the glass, 19-13. And it seems like they have more points off the bench. They got only 7 points right now off the bench, but it's their 3 bench players have chipped in with at least 1 bucket between Sochan, Chanwa-Chatua, and Cryer. What's good, Lucas? Welcome to the stream, man. Rides of Steel, welcome in. Yeah, this has been a tough one for Villanova. This has been just more of a shocking type of display that Baylor's crushing them right now. I thought that this game could actually be close, and it looks like, unless barring a miracle in the second half, it looks like Baylor's going to be the new number 1 team on Monday. Villanova does a ton of their work around the perimeter, and Baylor's just taking that away from them today. And at the rim, Villanova struggled. Too strong at the rim multiple times. They've had a couple really great looks and not able to knock them down. And some of the easiest shots you can hit at the rim that they've gone too strong on. There was one before the last time I was by Cosby Roundtree that he just missed, that he had a wide open pathway. What's good, Malika? Welcome back in the stream. 3:08 left to go in the first half. Villanova still looking for double digits on the board as they get the inbounds. Double team forced to Gillespie, able to get it out. The ball goes into the hands of Chris Arcidiacono. Into the game for the first time today off the bench, brother of Ryan in the NBA. Gillespie launches from deep, hits it. That's a 3-point shot that rains down. Two and a half left to go in the first. Colin Gillespie, top scorer for Villanova, just got his first basket with 2.5 minutes in the first. Baylor with the ball. Meyer moves it out to Akinjo. Akinjo leading scorer with 7 points. Bounce past Chanwa-Chatua. Moves it outside. Deflected pass, and the ball gets stolen away. It's Brandon Slater. One man a beat. Dumps it out to Arcidiacono. Back out to the right wing, Daniels. Bounce pass. Deflected out by Chanwa-Chatua. And it will stay Villanova ball. Not a whole lot of fouls either in this first half. Villanova's only picked up 4 as a team. Baylor's picked up 5, but a lot of those fouls were early on. Do I have guesses here for college football? I've got Alabama and Georgia meeting in the national championship. I got Alabama winning again. 2 minutes left to go in the first. Villanova with a possession. Gillespie. Crossover to right wing. Bounce pass right corner. Daniel slides it out to the top. Open 3 straight away. Too strong by Arcidiacono. Tipped up on the rebound, and it goes to Baylor on the defensive board. Picked up by Cryer. Cryer off the pick set down. He had Chanwa-Chatua open for a moment off the roll down. Instead passes off to Meyer. Meyer backs his way into the key. Has it back. Loose puts the ball into the hands of Akinjo. Akinjo dribble drive down the lane. Dump off to Chanwa-Chatua. Couldn't finish at the rim. Strong defensive stop by Villanova as it was contested by Daniels, and he got the rebounds. Gillespie moves it cross court to Daniels. 1:20 left to go before half. Daniels drives on Meyer, poked loose and stolen away by Matthew Meyer. Baylor pushing tempo. Akinjo look ahead, dump off underneath the hoop. Offensive foul though. It's on Cryer. They had 3-on-2 transition numbers for Baylor. LJ Cryer though pushing off on Arcidiacono, who takes the charge, and he'll head to the bench here for Arcidiacono. Yeah, I cannot wait for Baylor versus Kansas. The cream of the crop at the top of the Big 12 taking on each other. Man, those battles are going to be massive this season. right back at the top once again. A clear indication in this first half with Baylor. 1 minute left to go in the first. Villanova only has 12 points with 1 minute before half. Gillespie looking for more. Hits it. He's going to have to put his team on his back as he's drilled down back-to-back threes. Cuts it to 10. 45 seconds remaining before halftime. Akinjo has it at the Baylor logo. Dribbles towards his right. Akinjo, defended by Dixon, has some space in the outside. Crossover. Dribbles up, floats the pass outside of Meyer. Wide open, cannot connect, tipped up. Battle for the rebound. Goes right back to Baylor for the offensive board by Sochan. LJ Cryer puts the ball back over to Akinjo. Shot clock is turned off. Akinjo has it with 15 on the shot clock. Akinjo, 4 on the shot clock. Jumper. Takes it, no good off the back rim. Rebound back to Villanova, and the foul. It's on Baylor. What's good, Jose? Welcome to the stream here, man. Yeah, I wasn't sure myself on my schedule for today. I had finished up a couple of the things I needed to do right before I started this stream. This game's had a ton of scoring droughts. That's foul number 7 by Baylor, so Villanova will shoot 1-1 at the free throw line with Eric Dixon. And no good, missed the free throw. Rebound for Chanwa Chatu, 5 seconds left to go. Akinjo dribbles up the court. Akinjo crossover the top, extra pass, catch and fire, 3 at the horn, and no good, missed by LJ Cryer. That's how we close out going into halftime. 25-15 Baylor. Impressive defensive display in that first half for the Bears at home. You can just see a total difference between physicality between the two teams as we close out, go to halftime. Villanova, though, they do have some hope for the second half. They closed down a 6-0 run. Baylor ended the first half on over a 3-minute scoring drought. Everybody chipping in for Baylor, though. They've got the depth in their team. Baylor with 7 different scores. James Akinjo leads the way. He's got 7 points, along with 5 rebounds and 3 assists. 2 steals by Akinjo, doing everything in the first half. Great transfer pickup from Arizona. And for Villanova, it's Colin Gillespie, 2 late threes. He's got 6 points, leading the scoring. Other than that, it's just Justin Moore, Caleb Daniels with 3 points each. Villanova came into this game top 5 nationally in 3-point makes per game this season. So far today, they've been held at just 4 for 14 from the outside. Baylor's struggling as well from 3, just 3 for 15 from the perimeter. Quick update, Purdue is losing by 12 at NC State. 56-44 to score. North Carolina State leading Purdue. That would be massive there for the ACC and NC State if they're able to win that one. Puts them right into the tournament bracket. And Dayton leading Virginia Tech 52-43. This has been just such an odd season. So odd. NC State. NC State might be ranked come tomorrow for that. Let's see. They got losses against Oklahoma State and Louisville. A loss at home against Louisville a week ago. And they're beating Purdue by 12. It makes 0 sense. They needed 4 overtimes to beat Nebraska. And here they are beating Purdue. This is how odd this season has been. Man, they must they get a really good score with Deron Sebron on the team. He must be going off in that game if they're up. Let's see here. Going to take a look at Von's fantasy team. Hey, there we go. Some more NS freedom. Yeah, I got you right there, Jose. Yeah, I wasn't sure if I was gonna be streaming earlier today because I was busy earlier during the day. Purdue's just 3 for 17 from the outside. They rely heavily around the 3-ball for Purdue. NC State's made 8 threes. And then it's actually Turquavian Smith who is the leading scorer with 17 for NC State. Wow. Just crazy. Wow, 2 out in Tucson looks like for Jose. Stay safe out there, guys. Yeah, yesterday it was like 60 degrees over here. I'm from Massachusetts. 60 degrees yesterday. Today it's 45. And it's been crazy with the temperatures. Like it's been between like 20 degrees and 60. And usually we never get 60 degrees in December. NFL updates. The Ravens trying to come back, score 24-15. Cleveland up against Baltimore. Baltimore got the football back, though, with 5:33 left to go in the fourth. Tennessee leads the Jaguars 20-0. Chiefs up over the Raiders 48-9. The Saints lead the Jets 23-9. Cowboys up over Washington 27-8. Falcons lead the Panthers 29-21, and Seahawks lead the Texans 33-13. Not even any good games for the NFL today, besides Browns-Ravens opportunity coming up. But I heard Lamar Jackson got injured in the first half. But yeah, these games haven't been close today for NFL games. Looks like the Detroit Lions going to have a possible roster shortage as they take on Denver later today. Yeah, it could be a scoregami, 48-9. I remember when the Patriots last played the Raiders, they put on a scoregami. I think the final score is 33-8 when they they played them last year with Cam, but then the time they played them before, the time they played them before, the score was 33-8. That was in 2016. Big East with a lot of great victories this week. Butler beating Oklahoma Seton Hall knocking off Texas. DePaul won against Louisville on Friday. UConn won over St. Bonaventure. A lot of good resume building W's there for the Big East. Creighton won yesterday as well. And opportunity awaits for Villanova here in this game. If so, they'd shake up the number one in the standings coming up, but looks like Baylor up by 10. We'll have to see what happens in the second half, but Baylor looking tremendous so far through that defense. Not looking good for Purdue. NC State leading Purdue 58-48. Dayton leading Virginia Tech. There's still 3 minutes remaining, though. 54-49. Or just under 3 minutes left to play now. Can the Steelers beat Tennessee next Sunday? Yeah, I'd go no. So Steelers get some extra days of rest. I don't think so, though. Because Big Ben's just letting the team down in the passing game, and that's where you have to attack Tennessee, is through the air. Tennessee has a solid rush defense. Goodie's hoping, though, Steelers win for next Sunday. Yeah, it would make the playoff race interesting if the Steelers win. Just gonna bring up this this playoff push here in the NFL, because there's still a lot of teams that's not out of it. Now, since we have the 7-team playoff. So Steelers are in 10th at the moment. So it's still possible. 6-6-1. The Raiders are going to drop below the Steelers. The Raiders getting crushed against Kansas City. The Colts are the one that's making a push. The Colts are trying to knock somebody out of this grouping. Whether it's the Bills, whether it's the Bengals, the Bills. The Bills, as strange as this sounds, Buffalo might not even make it into the playoffs. They got Tampa Bay today. They have another game against the Patriots. They're 7-5. That will put them at 7-7 with those two games. The 3 other games for Buffalo are games that are must-win games if they want to make it into the playoffs. There's no fooling around when they're going to take on Carolina, Atlanta, or the Jets. Those games should be victories there. All 3 of those games are at Buffalo as well. Hosting Carolina, hosting Atlanta, hosting the Jets. And then they get the 2 road games, the toughest, at Tampa Bay this afternoon, and then at the Patriots the day after Christmas. It's crazy to think that Buffalo can miss it. Yeah, Raiders have... I remember the Raiders after like 5 weeks were at the top of the AFC. And I knew that wouldn't live for too long. After that, John Gruden just couldn't be head coach anymore after what happened. And a couple weeks later, Henry Ruggs III, see you later, no longer playing in the NFL. Just unfortunate that just their team just crumbled. The Colts are looking to make a push to the playoffs. That game next Saturday is going to be massive. Patriots-Colts. Colts are on fire lately. Yeah, Tennessee should be in. I feel like 9 will get you there to the playoffs for the East. 9 will probably get you there, but to be safe, you should get 10. Tennessee is going to be 9-4 after today. Yeah, so for home field, for Patriots home field, definitely have to pick the Steelers to make things interesting in the AFC still. We're going to release the poll out, and thanks so much all for voting today. Baylor or Villanova. Looks like 68% took Baylor in this matchup. The Dolphins still making a push. They're at 13th place in the East. They're 6-7, but the Dolphins are making a big push too, trying to jump over the Broncos, the Browns, the Steelers, the Raiders, trying to go over that grouping of teams with a win. This season for college hoops been a ton of upsets, and happening today once again. NC State leading Purdue 62-54 with 3:40 left to go. What a resume building game for NC State if they can hold on and pull that one off. Yeah, this game's extremely low scoring. I can't believe not more people are actually tuning in for this. So I looked, it's just me and somebody else that's doing the streams for today. So there's actually like no other people that's like showing the game or anything. It's just us. So I'm shocked. It's probably because it's NFL Sunday that it's competing against. Baylor fans have their back at Dickie V as they give him a Baylor jersey prior to today's game. Good to see Dickie V back in the building on the call for this game for today. Baylor looking sharp, 25-15, holding Villanova to just 15 points in the first half, just 4 for 4 from the perimeter by Villanova. Baylor shot the ball 3 for 15 from the outside, but Baylor finding success with mid-range shots. And the top scorer being James Akinjo going to halftime. Transfer from Arizona has 7 points for Akinjo today. Scoregami complete. Looks like Chiefs crushed the Raiders 48-9. Yeah, that just didn't start out well today for Las Vegas. What's good, Wargasm? Welcome to the stream. Yeah, that was the toughest that any opponent had played Baylor in the tournament. Was the Villanova Baylor game. Villanova left to right in the court. They have the basketball first, and we'll see if they can get something going here to start off the second half. Dixon at the right baseline, spin move into the post, puts one up, and the referees will not. Will they count it or no? There was contact underneath the hoop. Dixon lowers the shoulder on Thamba. Initial call was the jumper was good by Eric Dixon, but they might take it off the board. We'll have to see, and they will count it. The jumper will count by Dixon. First possession for Baylor. Akinjo moves it out to Meyer. Cross-court pass to Kendall Brown. Drives down the lane, puts it up too tall off the glass. Offensive rebound picked up by Thamba. To the outside, a missed three by Flagler. And defensive rebound scooped up by Justin Moore for Villanova. Villanova with a possession, more towards his left, moves it cross court to Slater. Slater at the right wing, defended by Chanwa Chatu. A bounce pass right baseline. Samuels underneath the hoop, bounce passes it to the left baseline. Jumper, no good, missed by Dixon. And Baylor comes out with a defensive board. Kendall Brown moves the ball right baseline to Flagler. Takes the deep 2 jumper off back rim, no good. Tapped out of bounds. Last touched out by Villanova. And it will stay Baylor ball. $18:48 left to go. Baylor gets the inbound. Flo Thamba hands it off to Flagler. Flagler puts the ball back into the hands, this time Akinjo. Moves it out to Meyer towards the left wing. Meyer dribbles towards his right around the perimeter. Meyer 1-on-1. Drive, spin move, jumper, space, open, no good. Rolled around the rim and out. Rebound to Villanova. Gillespie passes to the perimeter. It's Brandon Slater. Back out to Gillespie. Gillespie at the left wing pushes the ball to the top to Dixon. Dixon backs his way, free throw circle, gets around Thamba, puts one up, and no good off the glass. Had a great pathway to do so, but couldn't convert. Rebound back to the Bears. Meyer has the ball at the top. Rolls down his Thamba. Meyer dribbles towards his right, looks to put the ball into the hands of Akinjo. He does, turns the corner, and gets fouled. And James Akinjo will shoot 2 at the free throw line as Brandon Slater, who picks up the blocking foul. 17:59 left to go in the second. Yeah, I saw quite a bit of that one yesterday for Houston against Alabama. I missed the first half because I was covering Golden State against Philly from yesterday. First one is good. I heard it was a crazy finish to that one. James Akinjo, he's up to 8, leading scorer of the game for Baylor. Second shot good. Villanova has possession as they move it past half court. Gillespie, left baseline dribble on Thamba, and dribbles on the tightrope, gives the ball out to Samuels. Samuels had an open opportunity, dumps it off the fingertips of Cosby Roundtree, and Villanova turns it over. Demir Cosby Roundtree having a tough game. Deep 3, no good by Meyer. Rebound to Cosby Roundtree. Cole welcoming the stream, taking Villanova to come back. Right baseline dribble, Moore, tough take, and he scores up in and off the glass. So they've been having a tough time at the rim, but right there, able to get it down, weaving to the bucket. Alabama won by 1 last night over Houston. Flagler has the ball defended at the left wing by Gillespie, switch now at the top. Pushes the ball out to Meyer. Meyer at the left wing, passes top of the key, Akinjo. Akinjo jumper, 15-foot jump shot straight away, missed no good. A rebound picked up by Justin Moore for Villanova. Villanova with a possession with Brandon Slater. Puts the ball outside. Moore to Gillespie. Pump fake, contacted, and down on the ground and fouled. And the clock will stop with 16:47. Colin Gillespie slow to get up. Yo, where's Vaughn in the chat right now when we need him? Hope that Vaughn's not reading that right now. Villanova making 2 second-half field goals. Baylor yet to hit one. They're 0 for 6 in the second half. 10-2 run by Villanova. Last 6 minutes, 20 seconds. Gillespie is okay. He's back up on his feet. Crossover defended by Akinjo at the left wing. Gillespie backs his way left elbow. Pushes off on Akinjo. No call. Referees say play on. Right baseline dribble. Tough take off the side of the glass. No good by Slater. Baylor comes out with a defensive rebound. They push it cross court. Akinjo dribbles up, shovels the pass underneath. One dribble and up and through for 2. It is Jeremy Sochan. Up by 10 again for the Bears. What's good? Chechu on the stream. Welcome in from Poland. Thanks so much for finding my channel. Braden, what's good? Welcome on the stream here, man. Thanks so much, brother. 16 minutes approaching the mark remaining. The whole crowd on his feet here in Baylor. Moore towards his right, drives down the lane, too strong off the glass, tried to get his own rebound back, he does, rips it away. They push it outside to Samuels, out to the top of the key, Moore, pump fake, Moore dribbles, drives down the lane, inside, lost the handle, kick out to the corner, able to get it back to Slater. Slater trapped in the corner in a reach and fall, assessed to Baylor. It's on Kendall Brown. And the clock will stop with 15:43, and we'll take the media timeout. Kendall Brown picks up his third personal foul. If you guys are new in the stream, hit that thumbs up, spike that like, hit that subscribe. Thanks so much for watching tonight, being a part here in the stream. Quick update on foul trouble at the moment. Villanova's only picked up 5 fouls as a team. Baylor's picked up 8. Kendall Brown just picked up his third personal foul. And Jeremy Sochan has picked up 3 personal fouls off the bench. And then for Villanova as a team, it's Brandon Slater, who has got 2 personal fouls, and then off the bench, Caleb Daniels with 2. Wow, Ravens trying to make a big comeback against Cleveland. Let's check in here. 24-15 Cleveland with 2 minutes left to go. Baltimore with the ball at the Cleveland 42 trying to get a touchdown. So they would need a touchdown and then the onside kick because they're down by 9. Chiefs, looks like they're going to get it done over the Raiders 48-9. This might need updating. Yeah, some of these games are well behind. Okay, so here we go. So Falcons beat the Panthers 29-21. Browns have won. So Browns have just won 24-22 the final over the Ravens. Yeah, that took a little while to update. Saints beat the Jets 30-9. Tennessee over the Jaguars 20-0. Chiefs beat the Raiders 48-9. And then there's a couple of games starting now. Giants at Chargers, Lions at Broncos, and the Cowboys lead Washington still with about 5 minutes left to go, 27-14. And the Seahawks lead the Texans with 1 minute left to play, 33-13. Wow, Purdue trying to come back against NC State. If NC State wins, they'll probably be ranked. If not, Purdue survives a shocker, or could survive a shocker. 66-66 with 20 seconds remaining as Purdue has come back, and it looks like Purdue might force overtime. Dayton leads Virginia Tech, 5 seconds left to go, 62-57. What a comeback for Purdue if they do force OT. Yeah, Virginia Tech should be able to pick up a victory over St. Bonaventure. They should on paper. If not, that's a problem because St. Bonaventure is without their top scorer, Kyle Lofton. We get back to action. 15:40 left to go in the second. Villanova gets the inbounds. Daniels puts the ball on the outside. Bounce pass right corner perimeter, Justin Moore. 19 points in the first 25 minutes. Jumper hit the rim short, no good by Dixon. Rebound goes to Baylor. Eric Dixon having a tough game, just 1 for 7 shooting with 3 points. Top of the key. LJ Cryer has the ball in his hands, defended by Gillespie. Moves it out to Akinjo. Crossover, drives into the key. Extra pass made to Chanwa Chatua. Collects it at the left block. Backs his way, spin move underneath, defended by Samuels. Puts it up, too strong off the glass. Rebound to Moore for Villanova. 15 minutes remaining. At the left baseline, bounce pass underneath. They're going to move it outside to Moore. And a turnover. Stepping on the bounce was Dixon, having a tough game. That's the big question mark this season. Down low for Villanova. Who's going to replace Jeremiah Robinson Earl? And that's a huge question mark this season as they struggle on the glass and struggle with 2-point makes. And basically more of a perimeter-oriented team. And Baylor, with 3-and-D type of players, is taking them out of the game today. Yep, so yeah, Dayton just beat Virginia Tech. That game going final. Yeah, my thing for some reason, sometimes it's like, sometimes it won't update, or it will update and then it reconfigures back to like a minute mark left to go in the fourth. That's good. A runner goes down by James Akinjo. He's got 11. What's good, Evan? Welcome to the stream, man. This has been a really low scoring game. 31-19 with 14:10 left to go. Villanova's made 7 shots. They turned it over 9 times. They came into this game with the second fewest turnovers in all college basketball. Missed 3 at the right corner by Daniels. Rebound for Baylor. 14 minutes left to go. Akinjo, top scorer with 11, looking for more cross-court pass into the hands to Cryer. Cryer puts the ball outside to Akinjo. Slows it down, 15 on the shot clock. Akinjo, top of the key, bounce pass, left wing Cryer. 10 on the shot clock. Cryer towards his right, takes the 3-point shot straight away. Off the mark, tipped off the glass. Rebound goes to Arcidiacono for Villanova. He moves it up the court to Gillespie. Gillespie with only 6 points today. But he happens to be Villanova's top scorer. That's how much they're struggling. 7 for 32 from the floor at 23%. 3-point shot, top of the key, and they finally eclipse 20+. Caleb Daniels knocks it down. As strange as this has become, it's only a 9-point game. But that's point differential is so tough to come by because Villanova just has struggled to score all game long, right from the get-go. Baylor has it. Lob cross-court into the hands of Sochan. Underneath the hoop, draws the blocking foul as Daniels commits the blocking foul. Game clock will stop. 12:57 left to go in the first. Caleb Daniels picks up his 3rd personal foul. Purdue and NC State tied up at 66 with 2 seconds left to play. Travion Williams got 28 and 8 today. First free throw is good. Second one goes through as well. Baylor up by 11. Gillespie getting pressure past half court. Arcidiacono off cross court, able to get it past. Daniels lost the ball, gives it outside to Gillespie, who's able to pick it up though. Gillespie defended on the perimeter by Sochan. Moves it cross-court into the hands to Moore. Back out right-wing perimeter, Arcidiacono. Swings it cross-court again into the hands to Moore. Moore dribbles up, drives, inside, turnaround jumper, a tough one, off the front rim, no good. And Chanwa Chatua, too strong on the glass as he picks up rebound number 7, driving down the lane, and Baylor is quick up the court to score. James Akinjo a blur. The point guard's got 13, the game high score. 12 minutes remaining. 18 points in the paint by Baylor. Villanova has only got 6. And they are struggling from the 3-point perimeter, just 5 for 16. Gillespie, 3-point shot, no good. Too strong off the back rim. Offensive rebound to the outside. No look pass. Arcidiacono, right corner. Daniels not even close, an air ball. Shot at the right corner. Rebound, Baylor. Top of the key 3, Akinjo. Missed it off the mark. The whole crowd would have gone wild if he knocked it down. Probably would have went to a timeout, but missed the 3. Gillespie, spin move, offensive foul, lowers the shoulder on James Akinjo, and Gillespie is absolutely fuming, throws down the basketball, and we're going to go to the timeout. 11:42 left to go. Second half, Baylor, gritty, physicality on a whole nother level in this matchup, shutting down the Villanova perimeter attack as we take the timeout, and James Akinjo, the go-to, through, leading his Baylor Bears up by 13. Yeah, big game going down. Florida against Maryland. That one's starting in a couple minutes. About 10 minutes from now, Maryland at Florida. Huge game. Both of the teams trying to put on a statement there as they really need it. Both teams need that game. And then Rutgers is at Seton Hall. Rutgers is the one who needs that game. Seton Hall just beat Texas, but Rutgers, they've been just an absolute roller coaster this season, trying to see if they can do it. Deja vu all over again against two top 25 opponents this week. Talking about needing games, Oregon and Stanford both need a game today. That's more in Oregon if they do lose. Stanford's having a rough season. Oregon is, by this rate, Oregon's probably going to have to win the Pac-12 championship to make it to the NCAA tournament because they've had a really tough year. They've been one of the biggest disappointments this season. Oregon comes into the game with a record of 5-4. They're on the road at Stanford. Stanford's got a record of 4-3. And I'm just gonna see who they lost to this season. They got destroyed against BYU. BYU's been struggling lately. Oregon lost by 12 against St. Mary's. They got destroyed against Houston, 78-49. And they lost by 2 in overtime against Arizona State at home. Oof. Arizona State is not good this season. That's tough. Yeah, if Oregon loses another one of those games again, they're probably going to have to win Pac-12 outright by this point because they haven't nearly done enough in the non-conference slate to get them there. Not at all. Florida State lost against South Carolina earlier this afternoon. I've got Baylor right now as the top team. This has been just an impressive defensive display all game long, taking Villanova out of their perimeter shooting. Yeah, I don't think Florida State and Oregon are two teams that they're gonna have to make deep runs in their conference tournament because they haven't done enough in the non-conference slate. Florida State lost against South Carolina. South Carolina lost against a mid-major on one of their games back in November. And Florida State needed overtime to beat Boston University by 1. Iowa State beat Jackson State by the final score 47-37. That defense for Iowa State, that defense is something special that they have. West Virginia in action as they just tipped off against Kent State. West Virginia leads 7-4. Don't forget about West Virginia. They might make it into the top 25 this week. They only have one loss this season for West Virginia. They're getting carried by Taz Sherman, the top scorer, and they are low-key slipping under the radar. Not heard by a lot of people as that is good. Finger roll goes down by Baylor. Jonathan Chanwa Chatua up to 4. So West Virginia might be a team on Monday that goes into the top 25. They have a victory against UConn this week. Just one loss in the season. At the right baseline corner, Dixon pushes the ball to the top. Samuel slides it out to the left wing perimeter. 3-point shot, no good. Hit the rim short. Rebound goes right back to Baylor with 10:50 remaining. Bears have the ball. It's Jeremy Sochan. Sochan puts the ball into the hands of Meyer. Meyer off to Flagler, who has it now, edge of the Bears logo. Flagler dribbles up. Cross court. 3. Good. L.J. Cryer catching fire from the left corner perimeter up to 6. Largest lead of the game, part of a 9-zip run by Baylor. Villanova just stagnant all game long. Cannot get a good look at the hoop. They struggle from 2. They got taken out from the 3-point game today. And this ball gets taken away. Baylor, 3-on-2 transition. Meyer shovels it out to the right corner. Flagler off to Meyer, top of the key. Meyer drives down the lane, off the glass, no good. Offensive rebound, right back to Baylor, but they couldn't control it. Out on the break, Villanova deflected. Meyer, huge rejection as he goes full court outlet pass. Over to Sochan, backs his way, pushes out to Meyer. Thought about taking the three, dribbles, drives, poked loose in the ground, diving for in the corner is Gillespie, who will win the battle. And it will be Meyer who forces the tie up late, though. This will be Baylor basketball. Baylor will get the ball right back. Matthew Meyer with a hustle. All the way through by Meyer. With a block from behind, rejecting Gillespie, and the dude with a mullet is on another level today defensively. I've got the Big 12 being the best conference. I don't think anybody thought Iowa State would be this good this season. The Big East has been super impressive, but at the top of the conference, the leader in the conference, we can see a big difference between who's the leader in these two conferences. Baylor on a whole nother level. Even when they're struggling from three today, as that's a fadeaway, off the glass, no good. A rebound to Daniels. This team is just, man, they are a monster defensively. Baylor came into this game top 10 offensive efficiency and top 10 defensive efficiency. And even though the offense hasn't been rolling in this matchup, their defense is it's provided through 6 steals. They forced Villanova into 11 turnovers, above their season average. Yeah, that's a massive game next week. UCLA UNC on CBS. Bounce pass left corner perimeter. Left baseline dribble, tried to throw down a poster, rejected by Thamba, and Baylor comes out with a basketball. Here they go on the break. Brown, kick out, corner 3, Cryer, launches, drills it. That is good. Catch and fire, LJ Cryer. Flo Thamba started that one off with a huge rejection at the rim on Brandon Slater. Get that out of there. Blocks the shot by Flo Thamba. 8:58 remaining. They're not going to count it, though. The 3, there was a... So they're going to say... Okay, so they said offensive foul by Flo Thamba on the transition, so they will not count the 3 made by Thamba. Villanova with 8:45 remaining. Bounce pass into the hands to Samuels. Pro hop at the right block, defended all over. Clamped by Thamba. Pass to the corner, out of bounds. Turnover number 12 as Justin Moore got sent chasing it, flopping down, couldn't reach it out, and grab the basketball. Purdue is beating NC State in overtime, 75-68. West Virginia up by 1 over Kent State, 7-6. What a comeback by Purdue. At the left wing perimeter, it is Cryer. Floats one up. It's going to be Flagler who floats up a runner, and he gets fouled before the shot goes in. It's Gillespie who reaches in. Picks up his second personal foul. That's a tough shot. One hand. Flagler thought that should have went down. He got bumped and fouled before by Gillespie, though. The referees called it. Crazy to think that Baylor's in the scoring drought in the last 4.5 minutes. But they've gone on a 9... They've gone on a... Or they've yet to score in the last 2.5 minutes, but they're on a 9-zip run on the last... On the last run that they've had. Missed 3 at the top by Baylor. 8 minutes left to go. Gillespie drives on a 5.5-minute scoring drought for Villanova. Moore, bounce pass to the top, jab step, it is Samuels. Dixon hands it off. Moore, 3-point shot straight away, right through the net, delivers. Yeah, Houston is a huge get, especially for basketball, for Big 12. And also BYU. Akinjo having a great game today. 13.7 rebounds, 4 assists by James Akinjo. Now it's LJ Cryer who has the ball. 8 in the shot clock. Left baseline dribble underneath the hoop. Cryer. Kick out underneath. Missed jumper to get it back though underneath with Flo Thamba. Passes to the perimeter. Driving. And a whistle blown and Flagler gets fouled. That will be personal foul number 5 picked up of the second half. It's on Gillespie, his third. What's good, Dorothy? Welcome on the stream. We're going to take a media timeout on the floor. 7:12 left to go. Baylor has been out in front all game long. They lead 40-25. Yeah, they've been really good at football this season too, for Houston. Kelvin Sampson's built something really special there. That team can wear you down in rebounding. That's what they're good at. They're not like a great shooting team for Houston, but they're really good on the offensive glass. Baylor's shooting just 19% from 3. Yet their defense has just been on a whole nother level today for Baylor's D. They're not backing their way down, giving up anything. Nothing is easy today as far as scoring for Villanova. I'm from Massachusetts. 78-72, Purdue leads NC State with 43 seconds left. Big comeback by Purdue. Yeah, so for college, I'm actually a Providence fan. For college hoops, Big East has been looking like much better than usual for Big East. There's like no bottom feeders this season. It's been more. I think the Big East, with their opportunities they've had, they've got the teams that they played has helped them out with their record because they're playing teams from the ACC, and the ACC is on an extreme down season this year for the ACC. It looks like they're probably going to get 5 bids into the tournament, most likely for ACC. So I think Big 12 is putting on a statement with their conference. I've got Big 12 as the best conference right now, and then Big East right behind. SEC at the top has been pretty good. They're split into half for SEC this season. They got half of the teams at the top half will make the tournament, and then the bottom half is like way down. There's like no middle. There's probably not going to be like a bubble in the SEC. But besides Florida, with that loss against Texas Southern, it's going to make things much more difficult. But heading into this week, Florida was looking solid, and now we're starting to figure out that Florida State isn't even close to being a tournament team. Oh, that's awesome, man. So you're a Houston fan. Yeah, it looks like Houston's going to run away with American. Memphis has been one of the biggest disappointments this season. They have just no ball control from Memphis. They turn it over more than anybody else. Driving down the lane, Akinjo gets blocked from behind. It will still stay Baylor ball. 7 minutes left to go. Akinjo, the inbound passer underneath, gives it out to Flagler, who banks the jumper. Goes down. Left baseline J by Adam Flagler. He's got 6. Flagler yet to get into a rhythm offensively. Once he does, this Baylor team is going to be unstoppable. He's shooting well south of 40% from 3. Last year he was around 40. I think this year he's shooting high 20s. That's not a good perimeter look as it gets airballed What's good? El Jefe, welcome on the stream. He's rooting for I think, Brandon Slater of Villanova. He's had a pretty good season this year. Baylor with a possession, approaching 6:10 remaining. 3-point shot. Akinjo knocks it down. James Akinjo up to 16, the game-high score. Gillespie towards the left wing perimeter, moves it out, left baseline into the hands to Samuels. Samuels jab step on Meyer off of a double team. Underneath, Thamba comes along, bounce pass Dixon, and fouled. It will shoot 2 at the free throw line coming up for Eric Dixon. Yeah, just another disappointment for Memphis. This might be it for Penny Hardaway. 4 points, 4 fouls by Kendall Brown now of Baylor. The Reaper, welcome to the stream, man. Yeah, this has been all Baylor today. They've just taken Villanova completely out of their 3-point game. And Villanova doesn't really have like a low post game. They struggle inside. They have a tough time on rebounds, and they're missing the interior piece. Them losing Jeremiah Robinson Earl to the draft, that's a huge blow. And we're seeing it right now that if they take on a team with perimeter defenders, 3-and-D type of guys like Baylor who take you out of their game, it's really difficult to score inside, and we've seen it today. Villanova's only made 3 2-point shots all game long. They're 6 for 22 from 3, and they're worse from 2-point range. They are 3 for 21 from 2-point range. As Adam Flagler knocks down the deep 2. And Baylor goes up by 20. 5:10 remaining, 27 points on the board for Villanova. Samuels, bounce pass. And we're in the second half with 5 minutes left to go. At the left corner, Gillespie, bounce pass, left elbow jumper. Samuels off the mark, no good. Defensive rebound for a moment, but Baylor gets called on a rebounding foul. It's going to be their 5th as a team, both teams with 5 personal fouls. Yeah, they're struggling from 3 today, but the mid-range game has been really solid for Baylor. This shot gets blocked by Meyer at the top. Baylor has it. They'll slow it down past half court with Akinjo. 4:40 left to go. Akinjo driving, lost the handle, stole away by Gillespie. Gillespie spin move, slips past Meyer, shovels it out to Daniels, who lays it up and in. That's brutal. Next 3 games for Virginia Tech at home against St. Bonaventure. That's the best chance there, as we have a timeout taken by Villanova. 47-29 with 4.5 remaining. Man, that is brutal. That's an opportunity though to build your resume, especially if you knock off Duke. That's a chance to build a resume for Virginia Tech, but the best chance would be the game against St. Bonaventure. Hosting St. Bonaventure, and the Bonnies without their top scorer, Kyle Lofton. I heard that he got injured recently. And then at Duke and at UNC to start out conference play. That's brutal. I mean, at least they have quality opportunities right off the bat. It's not like they have those tough games later on in the schedule when they started to go on a run and then they started to drop those close games, and then which hurts their chances. But they're able to get those tougher games on the road out of their schedule first before they then start on taking like other teams that's going to be in the back half or so, like BC. Georgia Tech's hurting with the injuries. What's good, Bradley? Welcome back in, man. Wake Forest is shockingly done pretty good this season. Landon, welcome back in. Yeah, now you're going to have to need a ton of help from Dayton. Dayton's going to have to run the table for the A10 to help out Virginia Tech and all the teams that lost to the Dayton Flyers. It's just been a roller coaster type of season for Dayton, that they got destroyed against Lipscomb to start off the season, and then they beat Kansas. And St. Bonaventure's the favorite in the A10. I think that the conference is going to be all over the place, probably. George Mason has been like a roller coaster. Wow, that's awesome. So, Wargasm's, one of his friends played quarterback for Virginia Tech. That's awesome there. Gonna check on that Purdue game. Purdue got the W. They won in overtime over NC State 82-72. And Kent State leads West Virginia 13-12. Oh, wow. Got me on that one. Yeah, Baylor is stacked defensively. Villanova's getting out-hustled on all levels today. Ball's on the court, and Villanova picks it up, comes up with a steal. Gillespie, bounce pass to the left corner. Daniels. Dribbles left baseline, defended by Chanwachatu, and moves to the cross to Moore. Moore over to the top. Driving is Slater, pushes it back out to Moore. 15 on the shot clock as he floats up a shot, rolls around the rim, no good. Rebounded by Baylor. 4 minutes left to go. Villanova cannot hit a 2. They've only made 4 2-point shots in the whole game. Baylor's defense has been locked up on the perimeter, and when they've been struggling this season from 2, they've got taken out of their game from their main point scoring, which has been around the perimeter. Reach and fall assessed to Chanwachatu on the near side corner, defending Gillespie. Game clock will stop with 3:36. We're going to head to a media timeout. Been the lowest scoring game I've covered in a long time. 47-29 Baylor, with just over 3.5 left to play. If you guys are new in the stream, make sure to hit that thumbs up, spike that like, hit that subscribe. Thanks so much for watching tonight, being a part here on the stream. And we can just see who wanted it more today. Physical, gritty, determined, and they are scrappy. The Baylor Bears picking off where they left off last season, and they're going to have a 15-game winning streak after today's W. James Akinjo, 16 points. What a get in the offseason. Transfer from Arizona. Akinjo with 16, 7 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 steals. And just 1 turnover. Villanova turned over the ball 12 times today. They entered a game with the second fewest turnovers in all college basketball. They only have one player right now with double-digit points on the board. That's 10 points by Justin Moore. Eric Dixon having a rough game here. 1 for 7 from the floor. Brandon Slater's 1 for 6. Gillespie is 2 for 7 with 3 turnovers to just 1 assist. And off the bench, they only have 6 points off the bench. Baylor off the bench has got themselves 16. Yeah, this has been one of the lowest scoring games I've ever streamed. Yeah, glad to bet the under for this one. Yikes if you took the over. Let's see what the over-under was at. 137 was the over-under. So 137 happened to be the over-under. Baylor was a 5-point favorite. (47-29) with 3:36 left remaining. Villanova's only made 4 2-point shots all game long. This Baylor defense has been impressive, locking up the perimeter all game long. Big touchdown looks like for Vaughn. Leonard Fournette getting into the end zone. Too bad your opponent didn't play the Bills defense today. Inbound to Gillespie. Moves it cross court with 3.5 remaining. Daniels. Bounce pass top of the key at Samuels. Samuels dribbles on to Kinjo, drives down the lane, too tall off the glass. They cannot make a 2 and ripped away. Just physical on a whole nother level is number 23, Jonathan Chatua with his 8th rebound of the game. Plus 13 on the glass, 41-28 is Baylor. Sochan, he's got 10 rebounds towards his left, puts the ball into the hands of Akinjo. Slides it out to Flagler at the right wing, back out to the top of Kinjo. Extra pass, left corner, 3 in the air. Sochan off the back rim, no good. Rebound pulled away by Caleb Daniels. Under 3 minutes left to go, Villanova with the ball, driving. Dump out, right corner, deflected and intercepted by Chatua. And the Bears will slow it down. Akinjo at the edge of the logo, working on Gillespie. Bounce passes to Sochan at the left wing. Double team, moves it back to Akinjo. Akinjo at the top, he's off of a double team. He's got open in the corner, Brown gives it out. Flagler, kick out, Brown, open 3, right corner, splash. That is good, Kendall Brown. It's going to be with a triple there, and Baylor leads it. They put up a 50 spot on the board. Largest lead today. 21-point lead, 2 minutes left to go. Villanova, right corner 3, just looking for a 30 spot, skipped around the rim, missed by Daniels. Offensive rebound, Samuels underneath and gets it with a left hand over Chatua. 50-31. Minute 52 left to go. We're going to take a timeout. What a blowout today. I also call it NBA as well. So I do a mix between NBA and college. I think coming up it's going to be more NBA throughout the week. I think my next stream is going to be on Tuesday between Golden State and the Knicks. So I think that's the next one. Yeah, not even close there. I had predicted that, and nope. Baylor's just on a whole nother level physicality-wise in this game. If you guys are new in the stream, hit the thumbs up, spike the like, hit the subscribe, and thanks so much for joining, being a part here tonight on the channel. And, man, taking a look, top scores here for Baylor. 16 points by James Akinjo with 7 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 steals. 10 rebounds along with 9 points by Jeremy Sochan off the bench. He's been great this season as a freshman. Sochan, a top 100 recruit. Chatua has got 8 rebounds. And for Villanova, just one player in double figure scoring. That's Justin Moore with 10. Yeah, I'm a Celtics fan. Unfortunately, they've been really disappointing this year. I covered them against Phoenix on Friday, and they got destroyed. Villanova gets the inbound. They take it past half court with Brown, and he gets fouled at midcourt by Samuels, and that will be Foul number 6 for Villanova. .149 left to go. Baylor gets the inbounds. Baylor's won 18 straight home games. That is a school record. Flagler puts the ball outside at the edge of the logo into the hands of Akinjo, top scorer in this game with 16. Akinjo off of a double team, lobs it left wing Flagler. Flagler 8 on the shot clock, floats up a runner in the key and gets it to go through for 2. The mid-range has been spot on for Baylor today. 52-31 with a minute 15 remaining. This game has gone by fast. Top of the key 3, Villanova way off the back rim as they miss by more. A lot of tough takes today as far as attempted shots. Battle for the rebounds. And it will be held ball. Possession tie-up Villanova basketball. 1:06 left to go. Six for 25 from three-point range today for Villanova. They only made 5 two-point shots all game long. Underneath the hoop. Puts up the jumper. Off the back rim, no good. Tip, no good off the glass. Tipped around. Offensive rebound. Under 1 minute left to go. Driving. Moore. Contact and fouled as they will count the bucket. Good for 2 by Moore. Contacted by Sochan, who will shoot one at the line. .55 seconds left to go. It's going to be one free throw coming up by Justin Moore. Baylor's going to go to 9-0. That number looks familiar. Last team I covered yesterday, 9-0. Inside which they're ranked at number 11. Got to call Arizona yesterday in their victory against Illinois. Both of these teams were super duper impressive. And it was through their defense. Baylor did it all game long. Bouncing off the rim twice. Try to get a throwdown off of a putback. It will not count, though. For Villanova, the whistle blows again, and we have another foul picked up. It's on... I think it's on... Yeah, it's going to be on Baylor again. So they'll try again. Free throw that time goes through. What's good, Warren? Welcome to the stream. We only got 50 seconds left to play. Trapped underneath his own hoop. Touchdown pass. Nobody behind the defense. And that is a two-handed throwdown by Chanwa Chatua. The whole crowd gets ignited. Adam Flagler, one-handed full-court touchdown pass. It's the exclamation point on this game for a long time. Baylor has been destroying in this matchup today. Chanwa Chatua all alone on the opposite side of the court, and Flagler chucks it down with a right hand. Just this one game for today. 46 seconds left to play. Chanwa Chatua will shoot one at the line. Free throw goes down. Baylor on a whole nother level throughout this matchup. The Bears taking on Oregon next Saturday in their next game. 35 seconds left to go. Driving, contact, and fouled. And it's going to be 2 shots coming up for Villanova. The schedule gets quite easier for Baylor after this. They're at Oregon, which has been struggling. Then they take on 2 mid-major opponents, Alcorn State and Northwestern State, before they play a game opening up Big 12 conference play on New Year's Day at Iowa State. I cannot believe that game gets put on ESPNU. That game needs to be flexed over to ESPN or ESPN2. because that's going to be a massive matchup. Should no way be put on the U. Welcome to number 1 for Baylor. 35 seconds left to go before pulling it away. Baylor's at Alabama on January 19th. That's a massive game. That is explosive perimeter versus lockdown perimeter. Might be a little taste of potential Final Four national championship competition right there between Alabama and Baylor. Free throws coming up for Baylor. First one they hit at the line by L.J. Cryer. Second shot by Cryer, knocks it through. 30 seconds left to go. Archie Diacono brings it up the court for Villanova. He has it left block, puts it back and able to snag it. So they move it out to Archie Diacono. Tries to create space, jacks up a 3, well short of the rim, no good. Tipped up, they get the offensive rebound with Slater. Outside moves the ball to Jordan Longino, freshman from Doylestown, Pennsylvania, who misses the 3. Goes off the back rim, and it's going to be a rebounding foul picked up by Baylor. 4 seconds left to go. Baylor, it's going to be Villanova in the bonus. So 4 seconds remaining. No good by Caleb Daniels. Rolled around the rim and out. It's been that type of game today. 22% shooting for Villanova. Both from 2, both field goal percentage-wise and both from 3. And just 60% at the free throw line. Missed them both. And that wraps it up. Chanwa Chatua comes up with a defensive rebound. Time expires. And the whole crowd goes up. And they are loving it. The Baylor Bears welcome back to number 1. As they pull out the W with ease and allow just 36 points. 57-36 the final. And Baylor forced 13 Villanova turnovers. 7 steals by Baylor. And James Akinjo was the go-to today. He had 16 points at team high. Along with 7 rebounds, 5 assists. Baylor finished being a +7 on the glass. Throughout most of the game, though, they were much higher than that. They ended up being a +9 on defensive rebounds. Just physical, inside, gritty, and on a whole nother level today in an absolute defensive type of battle. Brick City was the name of the game in today's matchup, and Baylor's got some legit 3-and-D type of players that just lock up everything, and they took Villanova outside their comfort level and away from their 3-point game. And once they allowed Villanova to go to the 2-point game, Villanova just could not connect. And locking up the perimeter, big key to Baylor's success in this matchup. Thanks so much, everybody, for joining in, being a part here on the channel. Before you do sign off, hit that thumbs up, spike that like, hit that subscribe. I believe the next stream is going to be on Tuesday. I think it's going to be the NBA between Golden State and the Knicks. So that's the national TV game that's on for that day. Before I do sign off, I'm going to thank the channel members. If anybody would like to become a channel member, feel free to, if anybody's interested, got that link out in the chat. It's as low as $1.99 per month to do so. Gets you shout-outs at the end of each and every single one of my live streams. As we have Jason, Aaron, Manenhades, Cindy, Rajeep, Old Deuce, Russell, D-Block, CW2K, BP, Greg, James, Magic, Oreo Pudding, Reezer, Bino, Mark, Kelly, Mike, Rashad, John, Jessica Barco, Stephanie, Ahino, Joseph, Elkie and Gia for 90, Marish, Christian, Keith, Woody, Warren, Rodolfo, Kit Lorenz, Pamela, Oscar, Isaiah, I Am Ghost, member from Taiwan, Rides of Steel, Don, Mr. Mundre, Alden, Abdurrahman, Patrick, Juan, Ishmael, And that's a wrap here for this one. Big W for the Baylor as they get it with ease. Thanks so much, everybody, for joining in on the Sunday afternoon. And enjoy the rest of your day, everybody.